Hi there, this is a custom video put together for Rafey Chiropractic. This is a quick overview of the ReviewTree system to help generate positive online reviews on sites like Yelp, Google, Wellness.com, Healthgrades, and others. I'm going to take a moment just to walk through an existing chiropractic account, show you a little bit about what the tool set is, explain how the reviews are generated, and then show what those actually look like in real life. So to start out, part of what the ReviewTree system does is to analyze the overall visibility of your practice online. So in this particular practice, they have a presence score of about 86% listings. So what that means is that when we started, they were only visible on about 40% of the site, so it's effectively doubled. We check to see, one, do you appear? Also, is it accurate? Are there any discrepancies? Look at the number of reviews that are being posted, mentions online, as well as also what the competition in your area has as far as overall visibility as well. Under the visibility component, the key sites that we're tracking here are going to be Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, review sites like CitySearch, Vitals.com, Yelp, etc. like that. So we pulled the data in so that we can actually see exactly how everything is organized. Sometimes there's discrepancies. I'll see if I can find one. So like on Kudzu, they won't accept the website, so the website's missing, so it's been flagged. So we give your overall visibility for your practice a score. We also keep track of all of the reviews that are being posted about the practice online. So we're both monitoring that review content, but we're also helping to create it. So in this instance, there's 38 reviews that have been posted about this practice so far. It's a mix of places like directory sites like Superpages, Google, Yelp, Healthgrades, Yellowpages.com, ReadMDs, and other sites. I'll show you those in a sec. So all the review content shows up here so that you'll know exactly what's being said, where it's being said, and you get notified via email as well. There's a little bit of a word cloud over here, so if you wanted to see what somebody said about a bad experience, you can simply click on the phrase. It's going to pop up the review. In this case, it says, prior to going to see Dr. Jamie, I was terrified due to a bad experience. But it was a bad experience with another practice, not this one. Last couple things I'll just touch on. For social, it allows you to tie in all of your social media activity. So you can post to Twitter, Foursquare, LinkedIn, Facebook, keep track of all of your feeds, everything all in one spot. So you can post in one place and have it distribute to 4, and also see what everybody's saying and sharing about it. Just quickly on the competition side, I'm not sure how much competition I set up for this one particularly, but we look at the overall share of voice, which is how does your practice compare to other practices in the area. So we look for terms, whether it's chiropractor, chiropractic office, massage therapy. Obviously different practices are going to probably be optimized around different keywords, so it gives you the opportunity to see where you stand. We also track social media, so this is going to be Facebook fans, Twitter followers, Foursquare check-ins, stuff like this. So you can kind of see a tracking here of the overall response rates. Campaign obviously just got kicked off in early April. Looks like it's having some good success. Last piece I will touch on, I don't need to get into reports. Let me show you the system by which the reviews are actually generated. So what happens is this, is that after a patient comes in, they receive an email the day after their visit that's going to ask them for their feedback. What's unique about this is that it ties into charitable organizations, so we can take any charity and link it into the survey. So the way that this works is the patient gets a note, says, we would love your feedback. If you take 60 seconds, we'll make a donation to the charity of your choice. In this case, let's just say it's Feed the Children. So the ReviewTree platform actually covers the cost of those donations, so it's built into the subscription costs. We're going to identify, the overall satisfaction of the patient. We're going to find out what their overall opinion is. I'm going to just say this place is wonderful. I'm not going to worry too much about spelling, because at the end it'll prompt me to correct anything that's wrong. So what's happening here is while I'm going through and I'm completing all of this, the system is checking on the back end to see where it's likely that I have profiles, and it's going to present me a set of options based on the contact information that it knows, my first name, my last name, and my email. The staff is the very best, and describing to a friend. And I'll just go through these quickly, these won't be long ones. One of the things that we found is really important is to identify who the key referral agents are. So part of the system is we will find out who is actively recommending you the most so that you can flag them in your patient management system to make sure they get really top level care, because they're the folks, usually 10% of your patient base is responsible for more than 50% of the referrals. So it's just helpful to be able to identify those. Improve, I would say better chairs. This is actually one that we saw. And the last couple parts in here I'll just quickly finish. So it's going to provide a summary. It takes all of the feedback and it weaves it into a review. So the client and the patient has now actually provided a review just by answering the questions that are built into the system. Now we're going to provide a incentive here saying, would you be willing to share your comments by others? Yes, of course I will. That would be fine. And where is my, oh, here it is. So they just simply copy this, and this has now taken everything that they've written and made it so that they don't have to write it all again. It'll just simply load into the system and load into the review page. And I'll probably just do, I'll do Google now, I'll do Yelp. Yelp is particularly picky. In this case, I don't have my Facebook profile enabled. If I did, that would become a fan on Facebook by clicking yes. So in this case, I do have my Yelp profile with me. And just quickly shows here's how Yelp works. That's really simple. I mean, for the most part, people understand how Yelp and other review systems work. So they simply click on the Yelp icon. What will happen is the actual frame for the Yelp profile will pull up within the survey itself. So they never actually are leaving where they're working. It's just simply going to be showing the content that they would normally receive. And so they'll simply paste my comments. I'm not going to sign up and post it because I don't want to do a fake one. And this is just for illustration, so I'll just move that aside. And basically now what's happened is we have completed this. Any problems? So none. And submit. So the outcome of all of this is that we typically see response rates of 60 to 70% from patients. We see usually about half of those will be fine with sharing their feedback online. The outcome of this is that the practice gets found in a lot of different places because we're driving this content into not just one review site, but actually dozens. So what I'm doing here is I just did a search for Glastonbury Chiropractor. Glastonbury is the town where they're located. It's not actually the name of the practice. That's Dr. DiFrancesco. So he now occupies the first organic spot and the second organic spot. His health grades listing that we've driven 38 reviews into and his 4.5 stars occupies the third spot. Here's his local listing, which occupies the fourth spot. So he's the top 4 locations are all him. When we come down here, this yellow page listing is Dr. DiFrancesco as well. He's got 7 reviews there. This Yelp profile is him. He's got 2 reviews here. We've created, I think, about 110 fans on Facebook, so there's 380 likes, so that's him there. Here is the WordPress blog where we pump review content into. He's first here on Chiro Directory, first here on RateMDs, first on wellness.com. I mean, you get the point. So for this practice, the result has been he's gone from getting usually 1 to maybe 2 new patients a month from the internet to now getting regularly 25 to 30 new patients per month from this type of content. So as a tie-up for all of this, what we explained was that if you sign up with the Yellow Page Savings Services for DAI, I'll actually waive the startup fee on this, which is setting up all of the dashboards and the surveys. That saves you $300 per month. The normal subscription price for this is $300 per month. It's an annual commitment. Again, if you do take advantage of the Yellow Page savings that Peggy and I discussed, we drop that down to $150 per month, and instead of a 12-month commitment, I would only ask for a 3-month commitment. You had also asked, I think, about multiple offices, and yes, we can support building dashboards that would have all of the practice information all kind of in one place. So if you're trying to track 9 offices and compare A to B, that's all can be built in, and there'd be no additional charge for me to do that. So again, this is Michael Cody from ReviewTree. My number you can reach me at is 860-918-2774. I'd be happy to go through this with you in real time or answer any questions that you might have. My email address that you can reach me at is mcody, which is MCODY, at reviewtree.com. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.